From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning of Mornings LALATE with your fourth stimulus check and stimulus package update. In this recording, we go over the fourth stimulus check, those monthly stimulus checks that will happen in the fourth stimulus package, the breaking news minutes ago about the fifth stimulus package. I'll be going over all that and more. I have all the details that just surfaced minutes ago, who's getting what amount of monies and when and how. I'll also be going over why the president's address tonight may cause confusion for some viewers, and I'll analyze all the details as well. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here. This is Mornings LALATE, the most comprehensive financial news channel and the most comprehensive morning show on the planet. I'm so excited for you to join me. Let's get to it on your fourth stimulus check, your fifth stimulus check, and the arrival of your third stimulus check, new wave today by direct deposit. This is Mornings LALATE. Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm so excited for you to join me on Mornings LALATE. This is the show you don't want to miss because it's the most comprehensive show to start your new day starting right now. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also, like this video. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. In this recording, we're going to go over the fourth stimulus check, developing details just today about that fourth stimulus check, the fifth stimulus check package, and the third stimulus check. Are you ready? Let's get to it. First, the third stimulus check, another round of stimulus checks are coming by direct deposit today. I can exclusive report. So watch for those direct deposits. Now, let's cut to fourth and fifth stimulus. First, I want to explain to you why we're talking about both of them at the same time. It seems very strange, but this is what's going on. Tonight, the president addresses the American people in what would normally be called the State of the Union address, but because it's only his first year in office, it's called the Joint Congressional Address. He's going to address the American people. I will have a live coverage of it tonight here at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But during that address, he's going to debut to the American people the fourth and the fifth. Why? Because he only gets one address per year. The next address is not till a year from now. So he wants to debut everything else that he's doing for the rest of this year tonight, because this is the only opportunity he has until next year to do it. That is the reason. Second thing, you absolutely categorically need to understand this. This is perhaps the most important thing you need to understand today. He will not talk tonight about stuff that congressional members of the Democratic Party are putting into these packages themselves. The senators, the House members, will be putting into the fourth stimulus package monthly reoccurring stimulus checks. He will not mention that tonight. So understand, you're never going to hear the word stimulus check come out of his mouth tonight because he's not going to mention it. They're putting it in, he's not putting it in. Second, the fifth stimulus package will be talked about by the President of the United States as well tonight. And he will not talk about SSI reform. The congressional members, the senators and the House members, they're putting it in. All right, let me also explain to you why fourth and fifth are being debuted together and what we're just learning about tonight's address. It's going to shock you. The fourth stimulus package is also called the infrastructure bill. It is now being called the American Jobs Plan. It was also previously called the American Recovery Act. It's the July one. Start in May, done in July. The fifth stimulus package, previously, I told you last year, was called the Teachers Act. the teachers plan, to fix the schools, to fix college tuition and issues like that. This fifth stimulus package being debuted tonight will be called the American Jobs Plan. But you're going to see in 1 second from now, it is all about schools. It's nearly 99% about schools and very little about families. And finally, here is also what you need to know, is that the Act is in September, and it will take 2 months. And now, for the first time ever, I can report that the American Family Plan, the fifth stimulus package that we were told was going to be $1 trillion, is coming in at $2 trillion. Oh boy, yes, it's coming in at $2 trillion. And word on the street says the fourth stimulus may not come in at $3 trillion, but $4 trillion. Yes, the president's seeking to spend 2, 4, and 2. That amounts to $8 trillion in 6 months during his term in office. All right, let's get to the details right now. Fourth stimulus is the first one, the monthly stimulus checks. When, how, and how much, and how does this work? First, let me go over those details and those exciting elements. The fourth stimulus checks would start in the month of July and pay you a stimulus check every month thereafter. These stimulus checks would be monthly, and these stimulus checks would continue month after month. It depends if you look at the House plan versus the Senate plan. Remember, the House members want you to have it, and the senators want you to have it. There's slight differences. Let's analyze it right now. First, the House members want you to have stimulus checks under the fourth stimulus package, the July stimulus package, for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. So if the pandemic has 6 more months, that would be 18 months of checks. The senators want you to have stimulus checks from the time in which it becomes law in July until December. The House members are progressives, the senators are more moderates. And then we go to the monthly check amount. The House members have put in writing that they want the first check to be $2,000 and that every check thereafter $1,000. The senators have not said what the monthly check should be, but word on the street is it would look like this. Yes, $2,000 a month, over 6 months, $12,000, or $1,400 a month, over 6 months, $8,400. This is the single biggest payout you've ever seen in this history of channel, and yes, this would be for you. Let's go over all the details about these monthly stimulus checks starting right now. First, who gets it? Everyone who got the third stimulus check. If you make less than $75,000, you. $150,000 married couple, you. Just double the check. Household 4 or less, you. 4 checks. And then if you're on SSI or SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, yes, you. Next, does it count towards income? No. Is it taxable? No. Does it disqualify you for benefits? No. When would the vote be? July. Leader Schumer and Speaker Pelosi confirmed the vote would be by July 4th. When would the first check go out? The month of July. Would it go out in waves where one group gets it before another? No. They have to go out together because they're monthly checks. So the checks have to come out together at the same time, and because they have to go then to the next check. Would it replace something or be in addition to something else? No. So you're going to hear later in this broadcast other items. This is not one or the other. This is just item after item after item. And then finally, how would they get you the stimulus check? This is my conjecture that they could do the Harris-Sanders plan of 2020, which was to send you a debit card and then replenish it every month thereafter. Very straightforward. Again, let's recap. It goes by reconciliation. It does not come from the president. The president, in tonight's address, will mention the fourth stimulus package, the American Jobs Plan. Will never say the word stimulus check ever from his mouth because that's not being put in there. It's being put in by Congress. Now, let me procedurally tell you how this plays out so you understand what's happening tonight. The president tonight, when talking about fourth stimulus, will say, I want roads and infrastructure and climate. Good. It's his proposal. It's not a bill. The President of the United States does not write bills. He's head of the executive branch. As the president, he doesn't write bills. Who writes the bills? Congress writes bills. That's why they're elected, to write bills. He makes suggestions, and they can add to his suggestions, and their addition will be stimulus checks they put in writing. So how does this work? First, Nancy Pelosi's House will call a vote to agree to do a recon. Nothing substantive, just procedural. Agree? Agree. Then off to the Senate. Agree to do a recon? Agree. The president signs it. The tow truck has now passed over the finish line. They're agreeing to do a recon. They're not agreeing what's in the recon, just that they're doing a recon. Then the tow truck goes back to pick up the tow hitch. Step 2, the substance. What are we going to have in the recon? This is the fourth stimulus package. What are we putting in this recon? Well, the president wants roads, infrastructure, climate. We put that in. But then come the House members and senators. We're also going to put those monthly stimulus checks in. We may also put in this and put in that. That's where they add things. Here's what you need to know, is the House members may put in the stimulus checks. They don't have to. The senators can put them in. And even if the House puts it in, the senators can modify it. So ultimately, it's the senators you need to lean on, but also those House members are giving you the stimulus checks. Go to the president, sign, vote. He's going to sign it. He's not going to veto stimulus checks. He's not opposed to it. He just wants his stuff in there. Done. What is this called? It's called a reconciliation process, or as I abbreviate, recon, RECON. It takes 2 months. People have been asking me. They don't care. They're taking too long. This is too long. It should be done in 1 week. If they're elected, why can't they work faster? They could, but let's understand. The reconciliation process was embodied in our congressional laws and bylaws and the way this country is established. If we don't like the way the country is established, we got to change laws and change the laws. The recon is a 2-month process. It's literally embedded in the law that way. So there's no real way to make it faster. And that means that May, they got to start, and July, they got to finish. That's fourth stimulus. You're up to date now on fourth stimulus, those monthly stimulus checks. And now we turn to fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus is September. It will also be addressed by the President of the United States in tonight's address. Now, just like fourth stimulus, when the President's not going to be talking about stimulus checks tonight, when we talk about fifth stimulus tonight from the President, he is never, ever going to mention SSI, SSDI, Social Security, or railroad benefits reform. It'll never come from his mouth tonight. Why? Again, this is an add-on that comes from the congressional leaders. Congressional House and Democrats have said they're putting it into the fifth stimulus package. What the President is going to put into the fifth stimulus package, oh boy, I got the jaw-dropping breaking news coming up in the second half of this recording. You're going to be shocked what's in the fifth stimulus. It's coming up in the second half of this recording, but let me go over that SSI and SSDI reform. The SSI and SSDI reform, which includes veterans and railroad benefits, I'm just calling it SSI reform, is going to have incredible items. Let me go over broadly what they are, and then I'm going to go over the specifics. Broadly, it's going to increase your benefits, then increase your asset limits, add an inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and then remove the marriage penalty. Okay, now let me go over what this is. First, who? You. So if you have multiple benefits, all your benefits would increase. First, they can increase your benefits across the board to a big new number. That big new number will be your new number. Second, you will no longer be tied to COLA. Thank goodness. COLA is going bye-bye. COLA doesn't move, and your benefits don't go up year to year. They're getting rid of COLA. They're going to tie you to inflation. Inflation is expected to go up 2 to 4% over the next few years. It always goes up something. Jerome Powell, head of the Federal Reserve, is speaking today, speaking tomorrow. He's going to say inflation is 2 to 3%. So this is great news. Your benefits will increase year after year. It'll never go down. It'll always go up based upon inflation. Yesterday, a new report came out that said during the last year, price of a lot of items went up 20 to 30%, but your benefits went up 1%. They're getting rid of that junk. They're finally tying you to something that goes up, so your benefits goes up. Amen. Third, they're going to remove the asset cap. Some of you have asset caps that say you can't keep more than $3,000 on hand. They're getting rid of that. And then fourth, one of the most exciting provisions for a lot of viewers who want to work, you don't have to work, but if you want to work, they're going to remove the income cap that allows you to go out and work and take home $2,000 approximately a month, $12,000, $24,000 a year, and still stay on benefits. And finally, if you know what the marriage penalty is, they're getting rid of it. If you don't know what the marriage penalty is, then it's not impacting you. You may ask when, how much, how will this happen, where would it happen? Okay, so this is fifth stimulus, September. Again, it's a reconciliation process. It's a recon. It takes 2 months. I think you're not going to see this finished until about November. So you'll likely see the benefit impact on your benefits in November. And there you go. That's fourth stimulus. That's fifth stimulus. And tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you're going to see a special live broadcast on this channel in which I cover the live coverage of the President's address, debuting the fourth stimulus package and the fifth stimulus package. But guess what? Even before that broadcast, I'm going to show you in the second half of this broadcast what's in the fifth stimulus package, released just minutes ago. Are you excited? I am. I'm going to be giving you the jaw-dropping breaking news in just a second, but stay with me. I'll be back after the commercial break. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues on LALATE this morning. I'm back in 2 hours from now with noontime, which is 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we go into afternoons LALATE at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's our easy breezy programming schedule, a new show every 2 hours. Meantime, tonight we have a special programming schedule. Normally we have afternoons LALATE at 6 p.m., evenings LALATE at 8, and late night at 10 p.m. But tonight, between evenings LALATE and late night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the President's address. I will have an additional new show tonight between evenings LALATE and late night, the President's address at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I look forward to you to joining me on that broadcast. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. 495,000 subscribers today. Really great. Let's do it. Also, like this video. Let's try to do 2,000-3,000 likes. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. The link to become a member is on the top of the chat and also in the pinned comment. Thank you, King Reno, for that massive super chat during the commercial break. You know, Mornings LALATE was one of the original shows of this channel, and I know that as people get back to work, get back to normal, some of you are going out in the daytime, coming back in the afternoons. So please try to keep Mornings LALATE in your schedule of whether you're on a cell phone remotely or coming back late in the afternoon. Please consider keeping Mornings LALATE in your schedule. We've added those evening shows to the schedule over the last few weeks, and you've really tuned in great for those. But I don't want you to miss Mornings LALATE because there's a lot always happening. All right. And with that, that certainly cues this up really well. Here you go. Here is your fifth stimulus package. The fifth stimulus package is going to be announced by the President of the United States during the joint congressional address tonight, but I have all the details for you right now. Let me tell you what's in the September fifth stimulus package. $225 billion towards high-quality child care and ensuring families pay only a portion of their income towards child care services based upon a sliding scale. $225 billion to create a national comprehensive paid family and medical leave program. $200 billion for free universal preschool for all 3 to 4-year-olds. $109 billion for free community college for all students for 2 years. $85 billion towards Pell Grants for increasing the maximum amount for $1,400 low-income individuals. And then $62 billion to increase college retention and completion rates. That's the first 30% of the bill. And here is my opinion of that first 30%. Two of the provisions I think are ridiculous. The first one is $200 billion for free preschool for all 3 to 4-year-olds and $109 billion of free community college for all 2-year-olds for 2 years. So basically, any American can get free community college for 2 years, even if they're billionaires. So billionaires' kids can go to community college for free for 2 years, and the American tax dollars are going to pay for it. Why are American tax dollars going to pay for billionaires to send their kids to free community college for 2 years? Because it says literally all kids to free community college for 2 years. Why are we paying for billionaires to send their kids to community college for 2 years? Second, it also says all 3 to 4-year-olds will have free preschool. So billionaires' kids can go to preschool for 2 years for free on the American tax dollars. Why are we paying to put billionaires' kids to preschool? And why are we paying billionaires' kids to go to community college for 2 years? If you live here in Southern California, there are a series of community colleges. They're not cheap, and they generally have a lot of billionaires and multi 80, 90, 200, 300 millionaire kids, sons and daughters of multi-billionaire children going to these community college. Why are we paying for them to go to college? Their parents can afford it. Why is the tax dollars of the working class Americans going to pay to put these rich kids to college? Not particularly clear. All right, let's look at the second half of the bill. The proposal, $39 billion that gives 2 years of subsidized tuition for families earning less than $125,000 enrolled in a 4-year historically black college or university, tribal or university or minority served institution. Okay, here again is a lack of clarity. If a single individual makes 6 figures, the federal government is going to tax you to provide 2 years of free tuition. Wait a second. So a single individual has a child, and that individual makes 6 figures. They're going to give free 2 years of college to someone whose parent makes 6 figures? Okay. Drop in your comments what you're thinking so far. Sounds like a lot of free stuff for a lot of people who make a lot of money. First, free money for community college for everyone, free preschool for everyone, even billionaires' kids. And now if you make 6 figures, 2 free years of college as well. Okay. Then $45 billion towards meeting child nutritional needs, including expanded access to the summer EBT program. Now, this is wonderful. This is wonderful. SNAP has been the real success story this year. I think they could spend a lot more money on SNAP than they're even spending here. Remember, SNAP was increased 15% under the prior administration because of the pandemic. And then this administration, by executive order, extended it another 15% for 6 months. So SNAP is now increased 15% for 1 year. I think they could do it for another year. They should increase SNAP a lot across the board, further out, because we are still not out of this pandemic, and we may not be out of the pandemic by December. I also like the increase in the EBT. PBT should be increased further out into the future. So I think this is absolutely wonderful, but I think they should spend more money on this. Then $200 billion to make permanent the $1.9 trillion COVID stimulus plan regarding lower health insurance premiums. What is that? Under the third stimulus package, there was that provision that became law that reduced the amount of healthcare costs if you join Obamacare. So this is really quite wonderful. Then here you go. Are you sitting down? The coffee is brewing, the toast is toasting, but it may get burnt when you're about to hear this one. Expand the child care tax credit to 2025. Okay, let me pause for a second there to explain what's going on. The child care tax credit is the $3,600 that starts the month of July for approximately for 17 to newborns every month for 1 year. I told you over the last few weeks on this channel that the President of the United States approached his staff and said, I want to make this a lifetime benefit. So that will pay this amount of money over 17 years. So if you give birth to a child tomorrow, that child's going to get $3,600 over 17 years, which amounts to a lot of money. His staff reportedly came back to the president and says, you cannot do it. And the president retracted and agreed to do this, which I've been detailing to you over the last 2 weeks. 6 years, which is about $24,000 per child. $24,000, which is 6 years of about $4,000 per child. Now, here's what you need to know, and I don't know the answer. I find it very strange. I want to see your comments. Do you think it's strange or not? What I'm about to tell you. The president wanted it for 17 years. His staff said, you can't do it. Do it for 6 years. And guess what happened yesterday? Richard Neal, the representative who's head of the House Ways and Means Committee and is singularly responsible for doing this provision when it gets to his committee to write it up, to write the bill, he introduced legislation to do it for 17 years. The president wanted 17 years. His staff said, don't do it. Do 6 years. And Richard Neal yesterday introduced a bill to do it for 17 years. 17 years at $3,600 is about $70,000 a child. Suspicious? I'd like to see your comments. And we're not done there yet. Then making permanent the recent expansion of the child care dependent tax credit. Now, I really like that one. What is that one? Under the third stimulus, remember I told you that there is a provision that says if you have child care costs, like child care centers costs, you can deduct 50% of it up to a certain amount of money. I think it's like $5,000 per child or $8,000 for 2 children. I love it. I think it's good. If you're spending the money, why not allow it to be deductible? I like it. It makes sense. And finally, the last one, making permanent the earned income tax credit for childless workers. Okay, I like this one. I think it should be bigger. This is the hazard pay. The hazard pay, the earned income tax credit. Let's recap. Earned income tax credit has been around for 20, 30 years. The earned income tax credit was always a couple $100s, meaning if you worked as an essential worker, you always could get a couple $100s as a tax credit on your tax return. Under the third stimulus package, what they did was they modified it to $1,504 if you worked as an essential worker, made less than $25,000, and are 19 years or older. Again, it's not a check. It's a tax credit for hazard pay people if they made less than $25,000. I like it. It makes sense to make it permanent. I just think it should be higher. And I think it should be more comprehensive and include more people than just people who make less than $25,000. So there you go. To which you're going to say, how are we going to pay for this? Okay, I got that for you. How are we going to pay for us? First, the president will do the following. This is what the president's doing for fifth stimulus, not fourth stimulus. This is fifth stimulus. He's going to increase the top personal tax bracket rate from 37% to 39.6%. Not a big change. 2.5% change. Not a big change. But here's something I don't like about this. That rate will also apply to married couples who make $600,000 or less. Wait a second. This is not what you promised when you were running for president. You said that if any individual makes less than $400,000, you're not changing their tax burden. Well, guess what? Married couple, husband, wife, 300, that's $600,000. Yeah, if you're a married couple and the husband makes 300 and she makes 300, he is changing your tax burden. He said he wasn't going to. He is. I don't like that. That's not what he promised. Not keeping your promise, Mr. President. And then capital gains taxes to 39.6% if you make more than $1 million as a married couple or a household. Oh boy, that's also not keeping his promise. He said he was not going to change the burden for individuals 400,000 or less. Now he's saying the household could have 4 people, 250. He's going to change your tax burden. Married couple, 500. He's changing your tax burden. Not particularly keeping your promise there, sir. Meantime, in other news this morning, Dr. Scott Gottlieb said that the new CDC's mask guideline announced yesterday is late and confusing, but a step in the right direction. That mask guideline was sort of peculiar yesterday. It said that if you are vaccinated and your friend is vaccinated, and there's two of you in public, you can take off your mask. I think people are already doing that. They've been doing that for just a little while. Two people with masks and both vaccinated have already been taking off their masks before that. Meantime, we're learning this morning that Tesla owns 2.5 billion shares of Bitcoin. And meantime, throughout today, the Federal Reserve Chairman will be detailing his announcement for stimulus. He is going to say that he's not changing his stimulus plan. Now, here's what's important for you to know, and this is huge for forced stimulus. Forced stimulus is supported by the notion that the Federal Reserve is not pulling back on supporting the economy. But a series of reports today say this is the final ride at the rodeo for the Fed. The Fed at the next conference will remove the support of the economy. Has to. And that means you want this forced stimulus package, folks, in that Senate floor at ASAP. Push Purple Power, hashtag MSC, hashtag Purple Power. They're running out of time, says Mark Zandi, chief economist in Moody's. The next time they meet, he's going to start tapering. He's going to remove the support. We're going to see that. And importantly, the Federal Reserve will start reducing its accommodations at once, as it last indicated in July. We're not expecting changes in the statement today, but this will be the last one. The next one he will. Oh, boy. What a morning. Oh, my goodness. Meantime, I am back with you in 2 hours from now. The excitement continues. Are you going to see me? I'm looking forward to seeing you. We see each other. That excitement continues on this channel in just a little bit. Let me give you the programming schedule and show you what's coming up. I'm back with you in 2 hours from now with noontime LA at 2 p.m. And then we return at afternoons LA, 2 hours after that. The excitement continues tonight with afternoons LA at 6 p.m., evenings LA at 9 p.m., and then, excuse me, I just said that wrong. Afternoons LA at 6 p.m., evenings LA at 8 p.m., and then the President's Address I will carry live at 9 p.m. after evenings LA, and then we go into late night. Late night is our irreverent humor-only broadcast every day. As we start a new day, I want you to stay focused, positive, motivated. I want you to always tune into Mornings LA because it's the show that starts your day out right. I have always the details about what's breaking across the day, and I don't want you to miss the details by tuning in later in the day. And with that, thank you for joining me on a big, bold, beautiful morning. I look forward to seeing you in 2 hours from now. With that, stay informed, stay focused. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also, like this video. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here, and I will see you back here in just a little bit as Mornings LA goes into noontime.